Hey everybody, it's Joe from the Strange Voyage Files. It is July 27th, 2026. It is day 2 of Angel Witch. Recording this on a Monday, you'll see it on a Tuesday. And going in order, the next album is Screamin and Bleedin. Hopefully I get that without reflections on it. Notice that I get reflections quite a bit. First off, in the other video, I think I said that Angel Witch came out of a band called Satan, which was another Nawabin band. That was wrong. I did put that in the description. It's actually a band called Lucifer. I don't know how to write over the video. That's way too much work and try to figure out. But anyway, okay. So before we even go into this album, let's set the stage. 1980, first Angel Witch album comes out. It's well received. You know, it doesn't chart. I don't even know if it charts at all in the UK, but it and Baphomet hits the chart for 1 week and is gone. But it's got a following. It's a really liked album. But things fall apart. Again, like I said in the first video, the biggest thing seems to be Kevin Hayburn wanted to manage the band himself, I guess, and the record company wanted him to get a manager, and it was basically over control of the band. So, and again, there could have been other issues. I don't know that. You know, that's just kind of research I found. So, Angel Witch goes bye-bye. Nawabin is here in full force, okay? And the guys in Angel Witch go to different bands. Really don't make much noise, but time goes on. They do reconfigure. Kevin, I guess, realizes, you know, this is my bread and butter. This is what's going to make me some money, if anything. This is what's going to give me success. 1985, this album comes out. So let's look at what happens, okay? Nawabin. You have Tigers of Pantane. You have Raven. You have Diamond Head. Venom. You have Saxon, Saxon is one of the more successful Nawabin bands. However, they don't hit a lot of success in the States. And if you're not a metal fan, you went to a casual person walking on the street, said, hey, what do you think about Saxon, Denim, and Leather? And they wouldn't know what you were talking about, sadly. So you have this stream of Nawabin bands, and of course, the two that are the standout of Nawabin. Iron Maiden, and sorry, Joe Elliott, but yes, Def Leppard. God, does he hate being related to Nawabin and heavy metal. And the Book of Rock is written. Anyway, so Nawabin is basically come and gone by 85. You have the two big ones. Def Leppard wants nothing to do with Nawabin. Obviously, Joe Elliott wants something to do with Nawabin. The rest of the guys kind of just go along with them. And Iron Maiden is still flying the flag. Venom's still a big band on the scene. But most of the Nawabin bands kind of go underground. And again, more real metalheads are fans of these bands as time goes on. Also, you have these great albums. Angel Witch, the first album, is definitely one of them. They come out between 80 and, let's say, like 84. Okay? And I do firmly think, I did a video about it, that 86 was the year that killed real metal. But, I mean, think about this. Between 80 and 84, even we throw in 85, we get the two Blizzard of Oz band albums, Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, the first two Iron Maiden albums, and Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave. You get Kill 'Em All, you get Ride the Lightning, you get the first two Dio albums, Shout at the Devil, Too Fast for Love, Creatures of the Night. I mean, it's just Turbo. British, I don't know why I like Turbo. I know, I also like Hollis Richardson. I don't care, never did. British Steel, Screaming for Vengeance. I mean, I know I'm forgetting an absolute Peace Cells. I know I'm forgetting an absolute ton of them, but you get my point. You get this stream of insanely great albums. Is Peace Cells 86? No. Well, I'm going to throw Peace Sells in there anyways, because it is such a great album. Killing Is My Business is okay. Never a huge fan of that album. Peace Sells, though. But you get all these unbelievably classic albums that come out between 80 and, let's say, again, 84, maybe 85. And then it starts to change. And again, I've said this before, 86 is kind of where people start going, what is Iron Maiden doing with Somewhere in Time? What is Ozzy doing with Ultimate Sin? This is probably why it popped in my head. What is Judas Priest doing with Turbo? And you even go a little bit forward, you go to, I think it's 88, 89. What is Alice Cooper doing with Trash? What is Kiss doing with, what is the Society and Crazy Nights? Love Crazy Nights, don't care. So things have shifted because those horrible glam bands have come in to help ruin everything. Poison, who just sucks. I do love Warren. I don't care. I love Warren. But Poison sucks. Cinderella, you can take your Night Sons and throw it in a tree shredder. White Lion. Extreme. Just the laundry list of trash. Skid Row is, I don't consider Skid Row hair metal. They were good. But this laundry list of just garbage is coming out. And the problem is Angel Witch returns. First off, with that generation, and again, a lot of this stuff is generational. 5 years, that's 5 years of high school, whatnot. Especially if you started listening to metal in the late 70s, you're maybe phasing out. So you don't even know the people that are now listening to Poison and all that crap and still hanging on to our heroes. A lot of them don't even know who Angel Witch was. This, if they hear of it, it's a new band. And 86 is also the explosion of thrash. Master of Puppets comes out. You have the greats. Overkill. I do like Testament. Testament's kind of touch and go with me, but I do like Testament. Overkill. Exodus. My God, I really don't get old. Please don't get old. Annihilator. Oh, what a great. I got to do a whole thing on Annihilator. The problem with Annihilator is there's so many albums. I can never rank them. I kind of got to do a retrospective on Annihilator because that is a band that I think Anyway, okay. But you get the thrash explosion. Okay, now Angel Witch, while they're hard and they're metal, they're not necessarily thrash. Some songs are thrashy. And it's not that Angel Witch misses the boat at this point in time. They didn't even know what boat to get on. So you have Angel Witch return for people who weren't even waiting for an Angel Witch return. If you knew about Angel Witch at this point, you figured they were that one flash in the pan band. Now, they do come back, and there's two original members from the first album. Kevin Hayburn and Hogg, probably mess up and call him Boss Hogg because I'm old. Dave Hogg, he's the drummer. He comes back for the second album. Now, very interestingly, Kevin Hayburn, who did the vocals on the first album, I guess the story goes he didn't feel as comfortable or as confident in his vocals. So they do hire a guy, Dave Tatum. He's on vocals. And then Pete Gordelier, sorry Pete, good old Pete though, is on bass. And they release Screamin' and Bleedin. There is a different cover. I didn't get that one with this CD. Again, when I said it was hard to find Screamin' and Bleedin' and Frontal Assault, it was, and especially at a price that wasn't going to break the bank. So, yeah. Now, again, there's not many people that have ranked this album, or ranked the Angel Witch albums. A couple people have. A lot of people really love this album. I think it's okay. And it's so funny because, as I'm thinking about this, especially that video, the one with Pete Pardo, where he does this one. He and what's his name? Oh heavens, to Murgatroyd. Well, you know, it'll come to me the second I finish this video. They do like this album, and I kind of like that. And again, and they think differently from me because I think this is Angel Witch trying to hop on the mainstream train a little bit. And I kind of like that I do not go along with a lot of what most people think. And again, there's a couple other reviews that put this as like their second favorite Angel Witch album. But I'm okay with that, with it not with me being different. I'm the guy who my second favorite Sabbath album is Technical Ecstasy. Second favorite Kiss album is Unmasked. I mean, I love all these albums. So it is what it is. Hey, I loved Lock Up the Wolves when people hated Lock Up the Wolves. Lock Up the Wolves, that's an album, sucked. Yeah, you guys don't remember that. I do. No Prayer for the Dying. Love No Prayer for the Dying. It's still considered by most people one of the worst Maiden albums. Anyway, all right. So they come back. I think that they have now there's definitely some classic Angel Witch type songs on this album, but I also think that they try to hop on the bandwagon of being a little bit more mainstream. And for me, probably a song most people who would listen to this album as being, you know, full metalheads wouldn't like. I really do. All right, let's talk about this. Let's do the ranking where I stand. All right, so who's to blame? I give it a 3. And I put somewhat weak leadoff, trying to be mainstream. Again, I think that is them trying to be mainstream. And again, they go a little bit away from like the dark occult thing and blah, blah, blah with this one. They still have it in there. But again, I think they were looking at what was going around saying, let's work with some of this stuff. But who's to blame? Good song. Nothing horrible, but it's a 3. Children of the Night, I give that one a 3 too. Great riff. It sounds like an uncompleted demo. The uncompleted demo sound. Evil Games. I give that one a 4. I think that was a really, really good one. I put down that Evil Games is great changes and an awesome melody. That's another thing is, first off, the new singer, he has that more operatic voice than Kevin Haber. And again, like if you watch my Candlemass video, it depends on how that's working. That's what killed me for Candlemass. This guy makes it work. I think he does a great job. I would be happy with either one of these singers. This guy, and I forget his name already because I'm old, or Kevin Haber. I think they're both great. So it does work, and I think he does a great job with melodies. Also, before I even go any further, Kevin Haber is an unbelievably great guitar player, and he writes all this stuff. He's an unbelievably great riff writer. The riffs in these songs are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It really is a crime that they did not go further. So that one was Evil Games. It's a 4. Yeah, great changes in melody. Afraid of the Dark is a 3. Mid-tempo. Yeah, that's kind of another attempt to be like a Diary of a Madman. Not Phantom of the Opera. Hallowed Be Thy Name. This is kind of their centerpiece of the album. I don't think it works as well. It's a 3 again. It's not horrible. I wouldn't skip over. Screamin', Bleedin', the title track. It's a great song. It's a 4. It is a straightforward metal song. Reawakening, again, it's a 2. Great riff. Falls off after the chorus. Or at the chorus. Falls off. And for me, I know I may be weird, but a lot of songs, they get to a great climax, they get to the chorus, and the chorus kind of doesn't work. This is where I think a great producer, if they had like a Martin Birch, I will always use Martin Birch as he's my bar. Martin Birch probably could have made this album phenomenal. But Reawakening's a 2. Waltz the Night, it's a 2. It's a Sabbath feel a bit, but it's unsuccessful. Goodbye, a 4. Very 80s sounding. Could have been a hard rock single, and I really like that song. again, that would be one that most people would. That song I was talking about, most people probably wouldn't like, because it does. You could tell that was probably one they were pushing to be a single. Probably should have let off with that one because it probably would have given them something. Fatal Kiss is a 2. Again, great riff and verse. The chorus sucks, so kills it at the chorus. Excuse me. And then UXV is a 1. It's a haunting keyboardish instrumental. Average them all up, 2.4. It's a 2. I'm fine with that for this album. Yeah, there's not many people out there rating the Angel Witch albums. This does go higher for a lot of people. For me, it was Screamin' and Bleedin'. For me, was them saying, let's figure out a plan of attack. And they just don't quite get there with this album. But they will. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you